Yes, sir. Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans. Welcome to the show. Kicking it with KCMC. Drinking hot tea. Listen, couple things we got to talk about. We got to catch up on some topics. Starting off with March Madness. It's officially here. Starting off with the first four games. First four teams, I should say. That kicked off March 18th, March 19th. That was between yesterday and today, Tuesday, Wednesday. I actually forget who won. Let me go back to that. I'm going to check that out in real time right now. But the first round officially kicks off tomorrow, Thursday, March 20th, and Friday, March 21st. And let me see. The first round, I had the information as to where it was playing. I forgot. It's not too important. But the point is, it's officially kicked off yesterday with the first four games, as a matter of fact. Let's say March 16th. 12. Nah, that ain't none of that's right. All right. I thought I'm looking at my bet slips, trying to see if I bet on it. That's the crazy thing, right? Been doing too much betting. All right, so we're gonna go to straight to Google NCAA March Madness. All right. So currently, right now, playing Mount St. Mary's and American are playing. During the first four, yesterday, St. Francis, PA versus Alabama State. Alabama State end up winning 70-68, I believe, on a last-minute shot. Last-second shot, I should say. So shout out to Alabama State coming out with that win. Then North Carolina, Tar Heels against San Diego State. Tar Heels came out on top, stomping, dominating, 95-68. So congratulations to the Tar Heels, University of North Carolina. Now today, like I said, kicking off again, continuing the first four, I should say, first four games. I was correct the first time. Mount St. Mary's against American. As of right now, it is the second half, 8 minutes left. And Mount St. Mary's has a lead 70-55. That's as of right now, as of live. Now, there is another game going on today, 9-10. Xavier versus Texas, both ranked 11. I don't know who I got. I guess I would take Texas in that game. More than likely take Texas in that game. I think Xavier would be an upset if they did win. But for the first round, as far as some notable games, we got Louisville and Creighton playing tomorrow, 12:15. Purdue versus High Point. Houston, number one ranked, versus SIUE. You know you're going to get a lot of these colleges and universities you've never heard of. Auburn versus Alabama State. Clemson versus McNeese State. BYU versus VCU. Georgia versus Gonzaga. Kansas, Arkansas. And of course, a bunch of other ones. Michigan will be playing UC San Diego. UC San Diego. Never heard of them, but my Michigan squad is playing them. And Michigan State will be playing Friday against Bryant, a school in Rhode Island, by the way. So, interesting games. I usually do a bracket. I usually do my NCAA men's tournament bracket. Didn't do that this year. It is what it is. But if you got a bracket, let me know who you got going all the way. Are you paying attention like that? Or are you just guessing? I try to watch, not try, but I was watching some men's college basketball leading up to the tournament just to try to get a good eye for stuff. So many games, so many teams, bro, I can't keep up. And even then, during the regular season, it be upsets then. It's like, bro, I really don't even know. You just never know. So that's the joy of March Madness in the tournament. So the bracket is right here behind me. Who you got going to the Final Four? Who's in your Final Four? Let's make it that easy. Put that in the comments in the live chat or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Gonna drink a little tea and some water while we do the show today. Moving on in topics, since we are here, I got you right here with me. I want to move on to the NBA real quick. Steph Curry. Why was Steph Curry not playing in that game against Milwaukee yesterday, Tuesday? Steph Curry did not play. He sit out for what Coach Steve Kerr called an emotional and mental rest. Steve Kerr said, quote, the last 3 games, I think he's been tired. But it's more of a mental and emotional fatigue than physical. He said that before the game at Chase Center. He also continued to say, quote, he's fine physically. When he's emotionally tired, it affects his decision making. He's a bit out of sorts, end quote. He's a little bit out of sorts. He also said Curry initially resisted the idea of taking a day off. But when the subject was brought up following Monday night's 114-105 loss to the Denver Nuggets, Curry, who's logged 34 or more minutes in 6 of the Warriors' last 10 games, he eventually relented. Steve Kerr currently, he said, quote, we've got lots of experience with Steph. We know him well. He just needs a night off once in a while. He for sure earned it, end quote. This is what Coach Steve Kerr said. Now, I'm going to be honest. I put this picture up behind me because I feel like this is so dramatic, fam. Do you see this picture behind me? It's him laid out, super dramatic. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that he can't be tired physically and mentally and it don't cause nothing like this. But ultimately, I think they were being dramatic with this picture right here. I'm going to say this. Initially, I was like, why and or how are we bringing players out, letting them sit out for a mental and emotional fatigue? What kind of 2025 NBA move is this? At first, I was like, this is the softest thing ever. We had players playing through bloody noses, bruises, flu, injuries, family members being killed, all baby mamas cheating, wives cheating, people still play. I'm like, why? We taking rest for mental and emotional exhaustion? I didn't agree with that at first. But then I thought about it. The other side of that coin is, even on the legendary team like the Bulls, Dennis Rodman took time off. He took time off, and we saw that in the documentary, The Last Dance. He took time off to go to Vegas. And then Coach Phil, you know what I mean. Coach Phil, you know who I'm talking about. He ended up letting Rodman just go to Vegas for a couple days. Now, it wasn't said that it was his mental, emotional state, but it was another example of a coach understanding their player and saying, you know what, go ahead, you got it. Go ahead, you got it. Take your time off, you deserved it. Just come back ready. Whatever it is, come back ready, because it's time to ball. Pause. I think that's what it came down to eventually. And that's the interesting thing to me. So, like I said, just checking the show. Okay, I just had to check the show. But anyway, I'm not mad at that with that being said. I had to put it in perspective, like, we can't make it seem like this never happened in history. Because it certainly has. Different players, different eras, different scenarios, different teams, situations. With that being said, rest up, Steph. Do what you got to do. I'm not mad at it. Do it right before the playoffs, though. Playoff time come, it's time to ball. Pause. So, take your time off. Be with your family. Rest up, Steph Curry. We hope you get better. But let me know what you think. Should players be able to take time off from games for mental and emotional exhaustion? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. See, because another situation I want to talk about is kind of like that, but it's not for real. It involves sitting players. And this is something that the NBA has been doing for a while. So I feel like we should have a lot to talk about when it comes to this. Let me open this up. Pause. All right, so the NBA is investigating the Oklahoma City Thunder for a potential violation of the league's player participation policy, according to ESPN Shams. The game under review is Oklahoma City's 107-89 win over the Portland Trail Blazers on March 7th. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, missed the contest due to rest, while the remaining 4 members of the Thunder's starting lineup were also ruled out. The NBA has been, quote, closely monitoring potential improper absences, end quote, as of late, handling the Utah Jazz a $100,000 fine on Wednesday. That's from whenever this article came out, as a matter of fact. But we talked about that in the previous episode about the Utah Jazz sitting Lauri Markkanen, by the way. But we get to that later. Philadelphia 76ers also under investigation regarding missed time by the stars of their team. For Oklahoma City, SGA was the only starter ruled out for a rest designation against Portland. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Luke Gwentz, Dort, Isaiah Hartenstein all missed the game with respective injuries. So they were out for legit reasons. SGA even being out for rest is kind of suspicious too. So this is what I don't like. The load management, whatever we calling it, the rest. If you are physically able, why are you not out there? Even if you don't feel like you're going to perform well, I get it. You don't want to, but the best ability is availability. Showing up for your squad. That's what I think we really appreciate. You got the whole squad right here in regular clothes. Looking like the Junkyard Gang. Old people reference. Anyway, I'm not with it, man. These teams sitting their players, they key players, they starting lineup, your entire starting lineup. Come on, dog. I don't like that. I'm in the stands paying for a ticket. I'm mad as hell. Y'all need to announce that way before the game, so I can get my money back or just not come. Pause. But let me know what you think about these teams sitting their players, bro. Are you with that? Do you agree with why they're doing it? Their logic? I don't think I do. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat, in the comments. Call it to the show. 313-466-4386. Starting to get this nasal thing going on right now. For some reason it happens when I talk a lot. Anthony Davis going to the G League. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Mavericks have assigned Anthony Davis to the Texas Legends, allowing a 10-time All-Star to practice with the G League team and participate in 5-on-5 scrimmages as he ramps up to return from a strained left abductor, whatever that means. Davis, the headliner of the Mavs' return in the controversial Luka Doncic deal, has been sidelined since February 8th, 2025. He played 31 minutes in his lone appearance in a Mavericks uniform, recording 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks before leaving early due to an injury. He did all that before the end of the game. It's kind of impressive. Sources said there have been discussion about shutting down Davis for the season, but the superstar has been steadfast in his determination to return this season. Is that stupid? I'm just asking. I would say yeah. Anthony Davis, sit your country ass down, man. Why are you trying to rush back to the sea? I'm trying to objectively think why. Okay, the best way to get back into gameplay shape is to play a game. A real actual game. I get that. Sitting out, doing all that, it does nothing for your body. I don't even think Anthony Davis going to the G League is really good. They aren't players of his caliber. That's like, you might as well play against one of these teams in the March Madness tournament. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't agree with that, going to the G League. If y'all want to ramp them up, give them a couple minutes in the games. But I don't necessarily agree with it. The Mavs ain't looking like they're in the best shape. A couple other players are injured. Just sit out, Anthony Davis. It ain't looking like a good season. It'd be nice to see you in a Mavs uniform against Luka Doncic. Now it seems like there may be some possibility of him trying to get himself together for that game, knowing it'll sell out, knowing it'll draw a crowd, it'll draw a good viewership. We all want to see that. The Lakers versus the Mavs with Luka now playing for the Lakers, Anthony Davis now playing for the Mavericks. I think that's coming up real soon, sometime in April. But with that being said, if it's any reason why he probably wants to come back, I can see for that game. Other than that, to try to save the team, ain't no point, AD. Just sit out. Come out for a couple games if that's what you want to do, and then sit out the rest of the year. For the offseason, get yourself together. It's not... Never mind. I was going to say, it's not like we haven't set Anthony Davis down for like almost a whole season before. And including an off season for you to feel better at the beginning of the season. Hopefully play the whole thing. Now you've been doing good the last 2 or couple seasons. I'll give you that, or a few seasons. But it ain't been consistent like we need. So work on that, AD. That's what I got to say with that, man. Other than that, I don't agree with him going to the G League. If y'all want him to ramp up his gameplay and get back from injury, let him play in the actual league that he is a part of. Y'all send him to the G League like he Bronny. Let's get it together. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. This one was an interesting topic to me personally. This is hold on, let me get this straight. Cause I want y'all to see this. I want you to see this. Alright. Hopefully you can read this. But the Chicago Bulls, bro. The banners commemorating the Chicago Bulls' 6 NBA championships will not be on display at United Center in Chicago for the remainder of the season. The banners were removed when United Center staff discovered, quote, minor damage, end quote, to them after a concert on Saturday. According to a source, the concert, which featured 3 Days Grace, 7 Dust, and a local headliner, Disturbed, included pyrotechnics located directly underneath the banners. After the concert ended, the fabric of all 6 banners showed significant heat damage that warped their bottom halves. Oh my God. I'm not even from Chicago. My family's from Chicago. But I am a Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls era fan. I grew up on that. And to see that they went as far as disrespecting the 6 most important banners in NBA history by burning them is crazy, bro. Like, what engineer, what tour manager didn't see or do the spec? Like, yo, that's wild. For them to just be missing their banners like that because of a concert of some niggas I ain't never heard of. I ain't never heard of 7 Dust, 3 Days Grace, Disturbed. That's not to say that I don't, me hearing of them is a metric for anything, but come on, fam. It ain't even like it's a super huge worldwide band that I know of. And y'all burning Michael Jordan's banners? These ain't Chicago Bulls banners. These Michael Jordan banners. Y'all tripping. They should never be allowed to play at the United Center again. I go as far as to say that. Those 3 bands should never be able to play at the United Center again. Ain't no way y'all didn't know that the fire that you had coming out of some pipes, pause, was going to go burn the 6 banners. The 6 most important championships in NBA history. If you ask me personally. Come on, fam. That's my suggestion. None of the bands should be able to play at the United Center in Chicago ever again. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat, comments, call to the show. 313-466-4386. All right, so check this out. Of course, I have another interesting topic I want to talk about, right? So, this one here. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. You see this? I'm gonna scoot the image up so you can see it. Look at this. Look at this. Male practice player tryouts. And they got the women right there. The Los Angeles Sparks forward, Cameron Brink, seen in this photo here, says she revolted by the response she had seen online to a call by the team for male players to try out for the practice squad. The Sparks last week asked via social media for male practice players to sign up for a tryout and got such an overwhelming response that the team stopped taking applications. Cameron Brink did not oppose playing against men in practice, but was not pleased with responses she saw on the flyer, which featured her and teammates De'Erica Hamby, Rikia Jackson, and Kelsey Plum. Yo, when I saw this, I was like, wait, what? I heard and saw a few different platforms already talk about it. So I'm just going to say, I don't regurgitate a lot of what they said already. It's like a club flyer. And you put something like this on the internet, giving regular people access to be one-on-one with women celebrities, women athletes, or high-profile women in general. They gonna act a fool, fam. Via social media, specifically. I'm gonna be honest. If I wanted to troll, I probably have a lot to say too. But I'm not in that space right now. Not for this, at least. But I do understand it. Cameron Brink, I believe, seen here at the top. She was on the podcast, Unapologetically Angel, with Angel Reese. And they were talking about it. And she was saying some dudes were talking about, I believe she was on that podcast. She was talking about how dudes, or it might be another one, excuse me. How dudes were talking about, yeah, I want her to back me up. I want her to box me out. So, you know, some freaky boy stuff. And I'm like, yo, yeah, that sounds about right for social media. But at the same time, I think it might be true that people that respond like that probably aren't athletes that's going to show up to this thing. That's not to say that it ain't possible. They can. But I think it's highly unlikely. That's me personally. That's not to say that predators can't show up and be athletes or any of that. So I think the Sparks should take some responsibility for this goofy stuff right here. I think Cameron Brink said, if I'm not mistaken, that they usually play the boys or the men who play on the basketball team at USC, University of Southern California. That would make sense, right? Play a local college team, right? If you want to play men who are either in the league or close or on their way to be in the league, or you know what I'm saying, developing for that. Maybe that could be somewhere of your level. But to just be calling out regular, I would have went. I ain't even nowhere near D1 college athlete level. You know what I'm saying? So I would have went just to be like, damn, I can play her. I'd be out there trying to hoop, throw oops and everything. Yeah! They don't want to see. That's why they don't want niggas like me. Yo, this is all jokes though, but that at the same time, that was pretty wild from WNBA squad. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. So we got to move on to a whole nother topic. And this is actually switching over to the NFL. It's about time we talk a little bit NFL, right? Couple little small updates about the league. Excuse me. On that. Couple little small updates about the league. And I ain't gonna lie, it's mainly pointing to my personal team, the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, proposes significant change to the NFL playoff seeding that would largely use regular season records as the guiding principle rather than division championships, according to a list of potential rule changes the league received on Wednesday. Under the proposal, the division leader with the conference's best record would still receive the number one slot overall seed, but after that, teams would be stacked by records, regardless of whether they won their division or received wild card berths. Owners are scheduled to meet March 30th through April 2nd in West Palm Beach, Florida. Other club proposals for changes to rules, bylaws, and resolutions include a previously reported attempt to ban the tush push, short yardage play that's done by the Philadelphia Eagles. They have used it in recent years, submitted by the Green Bay Packers. The rule would prevent players from pushing a teammate that is, quote, lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap, end quote. Whatever, Green Bay. Another proposal that would eliminate the automatic first down that comes with an illegal contact or defensive holding penalty, submitted by the Detroit Lions, who led the league last season with 11 flags for defensive holding. All right, so this is what I want to say real quick. The Lions, y'all asking for a seeding reorder priority, I completely understand that. Because when it came down to it between the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings in the 2024-2025 season, it came down to them two in the NFC North, who had the best records. The same record, if I'm not mistaken. They had to play each other. The winner got the number one seed in the NFC North. The loser got like the 5th seed or something like that. Ended up in the wild card. Point is, the Lions won. The Lions had the number one seed. So I think they had 2 round byes, the wild card round and the first round. They played the third round. 2 wins away from the Super Bowl. Played the Washington Commanders and lost at home. Got dog walked. So, even with that being said, the Lions being the winning team to get the number one seed and then putting in this proposal, I'm not mad at. For you to be the team that won and then going back and saying, okay, that wasn't even fair for the losing team. I respect that. If you were the losing team doing stuff like this, I'd be like, sit your goofy ass down, fam. But I kind of respect the Lions on that end. As far as the automatic first downs, the illegal contact or defensive holding penalty, it no longer being an automatic first down. The Lions, because I can take accountability as a fan, because we led the league in defensive holding with 11 flags. We look goofy trying to change this. Now, I agree. For it to be an automatic first down, it's a little excessive. Give them some yards. Pause. Or do something. But an automatic first down, I believe, is a little excessive. Now, a defensive player holding somebody, you never know what you holding them, the offensive player, against. They can be making a fantastic play. A very important key play that you're messing up by holding them. Not giving them the opportunity. So I can see that. But I got to side with the Lions and say, let's go ahead and get that first down stuff up out of here, dog. That's BS. A submission from the Philadelphia Eagles to give both teams a guaranteed possession in overtime during the regular season, aligning with current rules of playoff games. That I can agree with. Let both teams get the ball. To only let one team get the ball, and if they score a touchdown, game is over, that's completely one-sided. Especially in a game like football, in the NFL, where defense, yeah, it wins games, it's important, but not all teams have great defense. I don't think a whole team, the offensive side of the team, should also be punished just because their defense fails. Let the offense get a chance to go out there and see what they can do and put the other team's defense. So I agree with that from the Eagles. Another resolution for the Pittsburgh Steelers to allow some direct contact between pending free agents and teams that are pursuing them during the 3-day negotiating window that precedes the opening of the league year. Way over my head. This is from the stands of a sports fan. I don't think we care about none of that type of stuff. That's behind the scenes, negotiation, whatever, trade, GM, front office stuff. Cool. We care about what happens on the field and maybe what might directly or indirectly affect what happens on the field or the court. Maybe sometimes. Other than that, communication thing, better luck to you. Lastly, a change submitted by multiple teams that would allow preparing K-balls that are used for kicking before game day, as teams are allowed to do so, or teams are allowed to do with balls that are used on other plays. So I believe I saw a documentary that said some teams, or a lot of teams, or maybe all teams in the NFL, they have someone who professionally takes mud and dirt and rubs it on some of these footballs, balls, to kind of give it a real worn out feel for the quarterbacks and for the team. It doesn't have that super new feel. Sometimes super new feels and super new products, it needs to be broken in sometimes. New shoes, even a car with that new car smell, sometimes it's too strong. It needs to be broken in. So apparently this is something also with sports balls, paws. And I can actually see that. Baseballs, volleyball, all of that. So they're saying possibly, if I'm understanding this right, they want to be able to do this with the kicking balls, the K balls as they call it. The same balls that they can do with regular passing balls. Okay, cool. Don't be out here cheating, deflating them on some Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, New England Patriots type stuff. But at the same time, do what you got to do, fam. You know what I'm saying? If all teams are cool with it, then I'm cool with it. So for all these changes, rules, proposals that they have for the NFL for the upcoming season, I'm against banning the tush push. Let Philly run with that. Green Bay, if you don't like it, try it for yourself. If you can't succeed, try again. If not, then you're just gonna be crying. As far as the Lions taking away the first downs for the illegal contact, defensive holding, I agree with that. Let guaranteed possession and overtime during regular season for both teams, and I agree with that. Also, allowing teams to contact off free agent players, whatever, and prepare balls, sure. So I agree with most of these except for banning the touch push, essentially. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat, in the comments, call into the show. 313-466-4386. Couple more topics and we gonna float up out of here. Yeah. Let me get this together. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this, boss. All right. So this other topic that I have. This is still in the NFL and it's a little interesting. This is something that I didn't know about. Filmmaker Deion Taylor, through his Hidden Empire Sports Collective, is providing current and former NFL players with hands-on training and filmmaking to prepare them for careers beyond football. Participants including Detroit Lions defensive end Isaac Okwu, UKWU, Okwu, or Ukwu, engaged in workshops and practical sessions covering directing, producing, and acting. The program emphasizes the importance of athletes telling their own stories and owning their own narratives, aiming to help them transition from the field to Hollywood. The initiative reflects a broader effort to equip NFL players with new skills for life after their sports careers. Now, I'm with providing resources for, I guess, these millionaire professional athletes who don't know what to do after football, don't know what to do to sustain their wealth. Okay, cool. Give them resources. Not mad at it. The NFL is $1 billion empire. Sure. Entity. Let's do it. Give them that. But it almost makes it seem like this is like one of the main alleyways or main channels that NFL players or professional athletes should choose. And that's going to Hollywood, doing entertainment. Why? Why can't we, not to say that the NFL doesn't provide this, but why can't they provide business classes, business resources, that type of stuff? Why can't they provide those for people to learn how to be better businessmen in the NFL, better businesswomen when they leave? How to financially invest your money in stock markets, cryptocurrency, whatever they choose. I'm not mad at this. Maybe this is something, I believe this is a 3-year, this is in the 3rd year, and I'm not mad at it. But at the same time, maybe they're just highlighting this because it's new, which I respect, but I just don't want it to seem like this is the only option or one of the main options for professional athletes to go directly to Hollywood or something like that. But there are a few former NFL players who have become successful in acting. As you probably already know, you probably heard of some of these. Terry Bradshaw, former quarterback for the Steelers. I only know him from being on Fox NFL. NFL on Fox, whatever. He's too old for me to know him as an actor. Jim Brown, running back, Cleveland Browns, rest in peace. Too old for me to know him as an actor. Terry Crews, defensive end, Los Angeles Rams, Green Bay Packers, San Diego Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles. We all know him as the dude from White Chicks, the big buff black dude. Also the dude from Everybody Hates Chris and a few other things. Soul Plane and a few other things. Was he on Soul Plane? Maybe not Soul Plane. But anyway, we know Terry Crews. Vernon Davis, tight end, San Francisco 49ers, Denver Broncos, and the Washington Redskins. Or Commanders now. I don't know Vernon Davis like that as an actor, so we'll leave that there. Tony Gonzalez, tight end for the Chiefs and Atlanta Falcons. I do know him as a player, but don't know him as an actor. So, shout out to Tony Gonzalez. Rest in peace to O.J. O.J. Simpson, running back for the Bills and the 49ers. He was also an actor. I know of him acting, but I never saw any of his work. Carl Weathers, rest in peace. Linebacker, Oakland Raiders. This is Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. He was actually in another movie too, and I forgot. And I was like, yo, he was in that? So, yo, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. He's a successful NFL player turned actor. And then John David Washington. I did not know this. Denzel Washington's son, running back, St. Louis Rams, practice squad. He also spent some time in the United Football League, UFL. Played for the Seattle Mountain Lions or something like that. I was like, wow, John David Washington. When I saw that name, I was like, is this the same one as Denzel's son? Sure is. He also starred in HBO's Ballers, the movie Tenet, Black Klansman, a couple other ones. So shout out to John David Washington. Couple NFL players turned actors who had successful careers. Not due to this program, but I do feel like it was interesting to know. So let me know what you think about this program for NFL players or players in general. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call to the show. 313-466-4386. My nose is starting to get stuffy, fam. I got to get up out of here. So I only got 2 more topics, so I got to go. Because my nose is crazy. I need some more tea. I could just get some more tea, right? We live on the air, dog. We don't really care. We live on the air, fam. We don't really care. All right, so this one, going back to college, or going to college. EA Sports, it's in the game. Last year, offered 11,000 college athletes payment of $500 plus a free copy of the game College Football 2025 for allowing their name, image, and likenesses to be used in the resurrection of the college football video game. This year, the deal is being sweetened. Via multiple reports, EA has bumped the offer to $1,500 per player. That's $1,500 per player. They said the negotiations are ongoing regarding the possibility of players receiving royalties over and above the payment. Oh, wow. Like last year, some players will receive more than $1,500 as ambassadors of the game. So a select few will get even more.
Why it's unclear why EA increased the payment by 150%. Maybe it was guilt. The 2025 edition of the college football franchise became the highest selling U.S. sports video game of all time. So they got the bread. They done probably made billions out of this. And to play 11,000 college athletes, it probably only cost them a couple million. I believe I looked at the number and I did an episode on that before, so you can check previous episodes for that. But I love this. This would have helped other people strive to be college athletes a little bit more. And I love that. Or, you know, maybe they should find other ways, but I'm not mad at the fact that they are really paying these players. Video games are finding a way. And then that makes the game more authentic. Rather than just having the jersey numbers and colors and stuff like that, saying running back, player number 13, running back. You can have their actual names, their actual stats. I love this. It makes it more real. You paying the players, excuse me. I love that, man. So EA Sports, setting the tone, paying players. What I feel like, I ain't gonna say what they deserve, because y'all making billions of dollars from this. Not to say that you can't pay them more, but just for your name, image, and likeness, you get $1,500 and a copy of the game for your system. I'll take that, fam. But let me know what you think, man. Go off in the live chat, in the comments, or go off in the or call into the show. 313-466-4386. We got one last topic. This is actually highlighted. You gotta get that little grain out of there. Pause. This is actually highlighting hockey, but more importantly, it's highlighting how, once again, I've always been raised to know that Detroit is the true and only hockey town. So, Detroit, once again, broke the record for U.S. attendance for women's professional hockey as the Professional Women's Hockey League, PWHL, returned. According to the PWHL, there were 14,288 fans in attendance at Little Caesars Arena on Sunday night as the New York Sirens beat the Minnesota Frost 4-1. The city of Detroit, yeah, I already said that. I don't know why. The video player, oh my God, why does it say? In 2024, Detroit drew 13,736 fans for the PWHL takeover game between Boston Fleet and Ottawa Charge. But earlier this year, a game in Denver drew 14,018 fans, breaking that record. Detroit's game was also a historic milestone for the league in general, Professional Women's Hockey League, PWHL, as the league surpassed 1 million fans in attendance since its launch. The celebration took place with a special timeout in the first period as fans from both teams went onto the ice. Since the launch of the league on January 1st, 2024, 1,648 fans have attended a PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League game. The league is in its second season and already exceeded last season attendance mark. Now, this is what I want to say about this. Physical sports, physical combat sports, even with women, can succeed. This is one of those things where I think we should look more into, if women can play hockey on a professional level, we should be letting them play football on a professional level. Now, do I necessarily want to see it? I don't know. I don't know until I see it. We might want to see a professional women's football league. You know, just make the pads for it. If they can make the pads for it at hockey and they gonna let the women fight and do all of that, crash up against each other, why not do it in football? I think this is like a good test for the NFL to look into a WNFL. Do you think we will ever see a professional women's football league? I want to give it up to the Professional Women's Hockey League, breaking that record in my city, Detroit. Love that at Little Caesars Arena, LCA. Shout out to them. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just think that proves that Detroit is a hockey town. I don't want to say that negative. I was about to say something crazy. Not to say it was negative, but I was about to get my real opinion on something, so I'm going to chill out. But that's pretty much it, man. We just wanted to run through those topics real quick, share a little bit of love. It's been a minute. So if you're kicking with KC, I appreciate you for getting this far. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, hit the alert so you know we going live. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Other than that, hit that share button. We appreciate you again. We're going to be back again in a couple days or so. If not tomorrow, maybe. Maybe. Just to kind of test things out. I'm KC. If you got a couple dollars, donate to the show so we can grow. We got the Cash App right here, KCMC3.